What's up, everybody? I'm gonna be honest. My brain is overloaded this morning from all the stuff that's happening and going on right now. Yeah, overloaded. But that's what the crypto market is. I'm glad I did take a break, enjoyed my birthday weekend, and it's getting interesting, which is what I'm gonna talk about today. I had a lot. Actually, there's a lot of stuff I was looking at that's going on, but I just told myself I can't talk about everything. I'm gonna try to talk about the most important things, or what I feel like is the most important. And, then we'll just address that stuff. I can't cover everything, and some stuff is unnecessary, even though it's news. But anyway, hopefully you guys had a good weekend, and you're ready for this crypto market. I'll say up front, I don't know what it's going to do, and I'll tell you why. Even with all the stuff going on, I still stick to my. I know it's probably crazy to say right now. I still see June being kind of sideways, but there's a lot of things that could invalidate that or make it go differently. I just still, I just still don't see it being a crazy pump, even though I know we got Ethereum ETFs coming up. People, then they rushing the S1s getting approved and all that kind of stuff. Of course, Bitcoin's pumping up to 70,000 right now. People saying it's going to go over. If we close today above 70,000, it's going to go to 85,000. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not saying I'm smarter than anyone, or I don't have any more information than anybody. But like I said, I wish what I thought was going to happen maybe had happened earlier. I was saying how I thought it was going to shoot up to 74, then drop back down and give us a big drop to try to scare people out one more time. And maybe that's what's setting up here. I don't know. But it's just, it's the beginning of June 2nd. Unless, like I said, unless they pull in the Uno reverse on us, then I don't know. Of course, that Uno reverse thumbnail has multiple meanings, but we'll talk about all that stuff. And we'll get to that. But anyway, right now, as you can see, let me see if I can pull this. Wait, why can't I see the? I can't see the. Okay, I was trying to pull out the 7 day, but for some reason I couldn't see that. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we just did this little pump up here. We're at 67 earlier. Now we pumped up to 70,000. It's coming back down now. I couldn't tell you what this is about. To be honest, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but the whole roaring kitty came back or whatever. So yeah, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Should I stop? We'll talk about why the markets may be pumping in a minute. But as I keep saying though, to remind you guys that are new, because some of y'all are brand new. To be honest, I didn't know some of you guys were that new to crypto. People who just joined the group, some of you guys that's been on the channel, just to remind you guys that we're still early-ish, middle-ish, whatever. We're not at the end of the cycle, and I keep having to say that. Some of y'all are probably tired of it, but I gotta say it for the new people and for the people that are still leery about. Maybe you guys saw some of the people that said the cycle was going to be over in June, like the astrologists and some other people talking nonsense. Um, the cycle is not over in June. I don't think it's anywhere near over. We got a couple of months at the least. So I don't want people to be scared out of the market or being scared to invest in new tokens or to DCA and some of the old bags. The cycle is not over. Not the biggest thing in the world, but one thing to show you that. Um, we have Australia. Is their first spot Bitcoin ETF is supposed to go live. It says tomorrow, which I think is today. Their spot Bitcoin ETF is supposed to go live. So you still have people just now getting spot Bitcoin ETFs and stuff. This is nowhere near the end of the cycle. I'm gonna repeat that again. We're not near the end of the cycle. Please don't think that. Please do not be afraid to put money in the market. I guess supposed to say not financial advice, but we're not at the end of the cycle. And so you got a lot of the newbies or the people who don't normies, whatever you're gonna call it, that don't understand the cycle. They just think like, oh well, 67 and 60, 67, 69 is what it hit last time. We went to 72. That's the all-time high, and now we're going back to zero or 15K or 20K, whatever they've been saying. Um, and to be honest, I know this is a strong statement. But as far as going forward with the Bitcoin ETFs and all that kind of stuff, I don't see us ever seeing inside of 20,000 again with Bitcoin. Um, so I don't know why people saying that. I don't know if they just want to make content or they just don't know what they're talking about. and they just think they can talk about crypto, but whatever. Even this is crazy because I'm still not fully understanding where Europe is on as far as crypto. I know a couple of you guys live there, but anyway, saw this on Twitter. It says giant Bitcoin logo projected on the European Central Bank. I'm gonna be honest, this could be fun. I didn't dig too deep into this, but I usually trust what God says. He usually doesn't put too much crazy stuff up. But this is reminders that you guys are early. And so, like I said, I usually try to wait the big story to later, but I'm gonna just go ahead and talk about this because I do have some other stuff to talk about, and other stuff to talk about around this. Um, That's stupid. I just saw a comment. It's crazy. Um, So it says just in GME stock is up 100% pre-market. So if you guys don't know, let me just sum this up, not with news stories and stuff, but just I'm gonna just reiterate what's going on. So pretty much, um, Roaring Kitty came back. If you guys don't know, Roaring Kitty is the guy that I've been talking about him all cycle, but he's the guy that started the whole GameStop craze or whatever when all the hedge funds had the shorts on Bitcoin and they drove the price up and it just pretty much messed up all the hedge funds, made them lose money. Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill's the guy that helped a lot of people make money um, with GameStop or whatever. So a couple of weeks ago, he came back. Um, excuse me. I'm sorry. A couple of weeks ago, he came back and he started posting all this stuff on Twitter. Everybody's going crazy. Roaring Kitty's back. Roaring Kitty's back. Oh man, it's about to pump the market. GameStop pumped up a little bit. He's been posting these little video clips nonstop, whatever. Then after a while, people's like, man, maybe this is nothing. And, people leave. That's why I keep telling y'all not to do. Stop thinking like, oh, I like this token. I found this token or Zoe found this token and I like it. It doesn't move for 2 weeks and y'all just like, forget this mess. Where's the pay? Like this, y'all have like the patience of 2 weeks to 2 months, and that's it. Y'all cap is like some of y'all cap is like 2 months, 3 months at best. Y'all like I'm moving on to something else. You got to stop doing that. But anyway, so people's guys like it's a nothing burger. He just posting these clips. Then a lot of people. I'm gonna say this one. I even questioned it a little bit because you gotta think with both sides of your head. And so people saying, well, maybe somebody hacked his accounts and this is not even really him making these video clips or whatever. And so people kind of like, all right, that's over, whatever. Roaring Kitty's not coming back. Sold out of their positions or whatever, the GameStop stock or whatever meme coins was running. GME meme coin was running for a minute. And but anyway, but it turns out it actually was him. Oh, I guess you don't know until you see his face, right? But anyway, GameStop shares soar as Roaring Kitty reveals a $116 million bet in a Reddit post. Roughly $390 million worth of GameStop shares had changed hands before 6 a.m. Eastern Time following Keith Gill's first Reddit post in 3 years. GameStop shares surged more than 70% pre-market on Monday after Roaring Kitty Keith Gill, the stock's influencer behind the 2021 retail trading frenzy, returned to Reddit with a post showing a $116 million bet on the embattled video game retailer. Roughly $390 million worth of GameStop shares had changed hands by 5:53 a.m. I went from money to time. It threw me off. 5:53 a.m. Eastern Time, more than 343 million, and Wall Street favorite Nvidia, according to LSEG data. It was the first post in 3 years from Gill's Reddit account, where screenshots of this bullish GameStop trades where screenshots of his bullish GameStop trades had in 2021 triggered a rush of demand for meme stocks, often companies with weak fundamentals that gain a cult-like following through social media hype. The screenshot posted on Sunday showed a GameStop holding of 5 million or 1.8% of its publicly available stock. It also showed 65.7 million worth of GameStop call options, typically bought to express a bullish view, expiring on June 21st at a strike price of $20. So pretty much the hype is back. Keith Gill is posted on Reddit, and of course you still have people that wait, what did I just do? I just accidentally closed that. Sorry, and this is it's Roaring Kitty, named Keith Gill, and on Reddit he's Deep Effing Value or whatever. So did I pull up? Yeah. So this is a screenshots of his posting or whatever. Like I said, he hasn't posted on Reddit in a while, but some people are still, some people are still skeptical, which I understand. And so some people are waiting for that. They're waiting for the YouTube videos. They're waiting to see his face, to see him talking, to make a video before they say that, this is actually, this is actually, this is actually Roy Kitty actually talking. So, I mean, the prices move. What was it, 70% or something like that? I haven't checked it to see where it is right now, but the stock has moved. But once he actually starts making videos on YouTube and stuff like that, that's where it's going to really get crazy. And people are going to start FOMO, and I feel like it's going to help the stock. Not feel like it's definitely going to help the stock, and it's going to probably spill over into crypto as well. There's definitely a correlation now with all that kind of stuff. But in Robinhood fashion, as they do, they put out this warning about, just like the SEC tried to put out the warning with meme coins, which I will say it was true what they were saying. And well, let me say this too. This is one thing I learned in life, and especially in investments, that you can always tell a good lie as long as you use half of the truth. And that's what a lot of people do. So the SEC is trying to pretend like they're helping people with talking about meme coins by telling the truth. Yeah, a lot of these are pump and dumps or whatever, but they use that to gain leverage and people believe in what they say going forward or whatever. But anyway, back to this. Uh, Robinhood put out this like warning with trading GameStop, and I think a lot of people saying that once again. I didn't check it because I was trying to relax. This is my birthday weekend. I was trying to relax and chill. I was looking in crypto here and there, but I caught this story like early this morning, versus a lot of people probably saw it last night. But anyway, I didn't look into it. But they said in Robinhood fashion, they started halting the trades on the GameStop stock or whatever because they don't like to see people making money. Like people say, they'll never stop it when you're losing money, but when you start making money, then all of a sudden they want to stop the trading or whatever. So that's what they do. So it's kind of messed up. And as I tell you, people Robinhood. I keep always forgetting other ones because I don't use them. Weeble, whatever. I don't use any of that stuff. And if you're watching this channel, you're brand new, like I said, join the Patreon and we'll help you with that. I had a couple of people that were new that came in this week. So I usually try to take a break over the weekend to rest my brain because it's a lot of work during the week. But I'm going to try to get you guys squared away because some of you guys are brand new. But I don't use any of this stuff. I don't think they're ever going to stop playing these games with the halts and trading, whatever. It's just the game they're going to play because they're really trying to help out their friends, the big hedge fund managers or whatever. So don't think Robinhood's your friend. I know for a lot of you guys, it's easy for you to it's easy for you to access if you're new, but man, learn crypto. Use the decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges, and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna bring this story up because I'm being petty, but at the same time, this is something that people need to know. No, what? No, I'm not even gonna bring that story up yet. Dang, that sounds like I'm not talking about the story I'm about to talk about. I was talking about the other one before I was being petty. But just bringing up this news, and you got to be careful in crypto. But it says missing crypto queens murky links to Bulgarian underworld. In September 2019, a BBC podcast started reporting on an extraordinary tale of Ruja Ignatova. I'm not sure how to say her name. A Bulgarian woman wanted by the FBI for scamming investors out of $4.5 billion through her fake cryptocurrency before vanishing in thin air. Now we have gone on her. Excuse me. Now we have gone on her trail to try to discover her fate. BBC investigations and Panorama have looked at her close ties to suspected Bulgarian organized crime boss and allegations she was brutally unlifed. I'm saying, did she enjoy her money before she got unlifed or whatever? But this is what I be saying, man. All these people in crypto who are scamming people who think it's all smooth. Like, for one, you want to be able to sleep at night. That's what I tell people. Like, if you come on, I ain't trying to scam nobody. For one, like I said, I make enough money. I invest my own money and stuff. But a lot of these people playing games and stuff and think people's not going to, feel some type of way about it. And they think this is going to get away because they're getting away with it in the short term. It's sad what happened to her, regardless of her scam. I'm not one of those people like, oh, she got what she deserved. Like, it's messed up, but like, I like sleeping well at night. So I don't play games like this or whatever. Should I say? I'm gonna say something else. Let me look at my notes. I got some stuff to talk about in my notes. So I know I kind of blew through the Roaring Kitty story, but y'all gonna see that story enough. Trust me, you're gonna see it enough today, so I don't have to go through that. But let's talk about this important thing. Is this the last one? I'll skip that one, and I'll probably skip that one. Let's talk about these last two. Um, so let me just read it, and then I'll say what I got to say. Hacker exploit Chrome plugin to steal. Excuse me. Hackers exploit the Chrome plugin to steal millions from Binance accounts. The promotional plugin steals cookies from users, which hackers use to bypass password and two-factor authentication verification. I'm gonna say that one more time for y'all. You gotta listen here. So, the promotional plugin, and I'm gonna just say this up front: plug-in, just like you have a MetaMask plug-in on your desktop computer. I know some of y'all are probably like looking at me stupid right now, but everybody's not technologically like all the way there. So I try to explain stuff on my channel so everybody can understand. So if you don't know, when you download MetaMask, you click in that little puzzle piece that is a plug-in, and that's usually where people have their MetaMask in. And MetaMask is a hot wallet and it's a plug-in. So going forward, the promotional plugin steals cookies from the users, which hackers use to bypass the password and the two-factor authentication, which means it doesn't matter if they had your they didn't have to have your password or your two-factor authentication. And they bypassed it to log in victims' Binance account. A Chinese trader lost $1 million to a hack scam using a promotional Google Chrome plugin called whatever AGGR. The promotional plugin steals cookies from users, which hackers use to bypass password and two-factor authentication verification, and they use it to log into the victim's Binance accounts. A trader took to X to recount the ordeal of losing their life savings to an unexpected scam. The trader, who goes by the X username Crypto Knock 'em out, said that on May 24th, the Binance accounts started trading randomly, and they only realized this after opening the Binance app to check the Bitcoin price. By that time, he saw the systems from Binance. The hacker had already withdrawn all funds. Now let me continue reading. I'll be wanting to talk so bad, y'all. Hackers stole cookie data to cross-trade on Binance. The trader claimed that the hackers had gained access to the web browser cookie data, which they had stolen via a Chrome plugin called AGGR. The trader installed the plugin to access the prominent trader data, only to realize malicious software was created to steal the user's web browsing data and cookies. I don't really have to continue to read that. What I'm bringing this story to tell y'all, a lot of y'all coming to I know some of y'all are like, Zoe, you about to talk about this again? Yes, because some people are new. Number two, some of y'all are stubborn. Number three, some of y'all are cheap, even though I understand it. And we say, hey, get into crypto. I saw one of you guys talking to somebody over the weekend. I'll try to go through the comments real quick. And somebody was new and it was like, hey, what I should do. And somebody said, hey, you should get a Tangent wallet, better sooner than later. So I know you just started, and let's be honest. This may shock some of you, and I'm not telling anybody's business, but everybody doesn't have as much as money as some of us and some of you. Everybody's not starting with they're not starting with putting 50K in the market or even 20K. Some people are starting with maybe just $1,000 in the market or whatever. And so for them, that $60 is a lot. That's about 6%, 10%, 6% of their what they're putting into the market if they go and spend $60 to buy a Tangent wallet. And so I know it may seem like you're losing money if you are new and if you are just putting a certain amount of money in the market. I still would say go and get you some cold storage, get a Tangent wallet, which is one of my favorites or whatever, to store your crypto. Because even for me, sometimes I might make a quick trade on MetaMask and sometimes leave it there sitting there for a minute. But it's important to take that stuff off MetaMask, which is a hot wallet, which is a plug-in that can be hacked. And you can lose your money. So it's better to spend that probably $66 or whatever, to get you some cold storage. Because it's even though, and I keep saying this, even though you're like, it's not a high percentage that would happen, though. Like, why would you take that small chance that it could happen? The same as I was saying last week. I know I get on y'all nerves telling y'all about I know this project is blah, blah, but I'm telling you it's fake. And you like, man, well, Zoe calling this project fake, but the project's pumping. I see other people talking about the project. You're like, I'm going to just go ahead and take a chance. You can do that. It's not financial advice. I don't tell anybody what to do. But what I'm saying is that small percentage. And as I always say, nobody cares about getting hacked, and nobody cares about, nobody cares about the potential of a hack or the potential of a rug pull until it actually happens. Then you're like, man, I should have listened to you, man. I knew you said it, but it was pumping, and I saw blah 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 talking about it, and then it pumped 8x though. Like, what was I supposed to do? Trust me, I do understand the human tendency of you seeing a bunch of people talking about a project, and the 8x is pretty decent for some of you if you're not used to crypto. To me, I keep telling you that's only the beginning for me. But if you see something go 5 and 10x and Zoe's told you it was a scam, you probably will look at Zoe sideways like, man, you told me this was a scam, Zoe. You made me miss a 5x. Like I said, I always tell you it's not financial advice. I only tell you what I see and how I see a project being made up, or what I see that I know about a project. And you'll never care until you get rug pulled. Like I said, the meme coin that did it last week. I've been telling people for weeks, yeah, I know it's over here on a certain chain and blah blah blah. It could be a narrative, whatever, whatever. And you see people talking about it, but I was like, I don't really like the people that's behind it or whatever. And so, mind you, I had to sit, and I'm an empath too, so I had to sit with the empath feelings of y'all judging me. It was probably, to be honest, probably about 5 or 6 weeks, if not more. Probably was 5 to 7 weeks, and it was pumping. And y'all was probably, I know y'all was on the side like, see, Zoe don't know what he's talking about. Zoe tripping. Zoe told us not getting this, and look at it pumping, and that sucker rug pull. And then they talking about they're gonna restart it, but y'all do what y'all want to do. Have fun. I will not be touching it. But what I'm saying is, with this, I don't want to be petty, but with the meme coins and stuff, and with stuff like this, and holding your stuff on MetaMask, I know in the moment it's like, well, I'm gonna get a chance though. Just give me a minute. I just want to make some. I just want to make a little money, though. Let me make a little money, and then I'll buy the Tangent. I also understand that if you don't have much money in the market, you're probably trying to 2 or 3x real quick and get more money. I understand that. I'm not saying that's stupid, but what I'm saying is, do try to get you some cold storage sooner than later. Because this is the stuff with MetaMask and different plugins happens every once in a while. To be honest, I never heard of this plugin, to be honest. Because I'm in the States, I don't really mess with Binance. I use other exchanges. So I'm saying this all to say, it might be taking me a while to talk about it, but please, man, get you some cold storage, hardware wallet, whatever term you want to use. You got Tangent, I use Ledgers for like maybe staking and stuff, but I use Tangent, One Key, Keystone. I saw EliPal. I never really rock with them though. I don't really like Trezor, even though Trezor and Ledger was the first ones or whatever, but that's the ones I rock with. Tangent, One Key, Keystone. Keystone it's not really clunky. It's not the whatever. There's some good ones you can use, but start with Tangent. This is one of the cheapest ones. Get the 3 card set. I know some of you still want to be cheap and get the 2 card sets, but it's better to have 3 than 2. And it's not that big of a price difference. So I would go ahead and get that. I got some stuff I want to talk about in my notes, but let me show you this last one. And now I'm not the only one that talks about this stuff. And then we got about 5 other things to talk about, or 4. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'll talk about it after this. So Mochi was over here talking. I said this cycle is completely different. 95% of traders have underperformed BTC. There are no longer periods of easy mode. I've been saying that for a while too. There are no longer periods of easy mode where BTC rises and pushes all other altcoins up. Factors that led to this include oversaturation of narratives and projects. Oversaturation of narratives and projects. So it doesn't even matter what narratives, high FDV unlocked suppressing the price action. Institutional adoption entirely driven towards BTC due to a spot ETF launch. And it says to perform in this market, you need to be adept in picking out projects with high concentration of mind share within narratives. Have patience and conviction. Stop rotating. I've been saying this forever. I know you're a Buddhist pumping right now, so just sit in the one you in. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. It says have patience and conviction. Stop rotating. Money flows in between narratives. Money flows in between narratives do not happen so often anymore, as attention is concentrated within top projects. You'd be better off being patient with top projects in each segment than chase a beta in a forced narrative. I like that. Put it. So avoid betas. Due to the oversaturation of altcoins in this current market, climate concentration of mind share, attention results in major projects result in lower upsides for betas. So have true. We'll talk about that. So, like I said, you gotta continue to have conviction, especially in some of the projects we in. And so what I saw this morning, I quickly saw people talking about certain narratives going to take off, and some of these we've been sitting in a while, and I know y'all like, what's going to happen with this? And even when I'll put this with some people, two of y'all can. And here's the thing. Let me say this. I'm gonna say this one more time. My DMs. I know it's not the biggest group, but the way I actually research, most people sit in their Patrons, and they, for one, sometimes they don't be in there at all, or they not. They just focus on collecting the money when you subscribe to the Patreon, and that's it. They're not paying attention. When I'm not on my Patreon, I'm actually studying. Other people just sitting around probably doing other stuff that has nothing to do with crypto. So if I'm not in the Patreon, I'm actually studying. But two, even though mine is not as big, like I try to make sure it's an important DM. If it's something you can say in front of the group, just please say it. So I would say that two of y'all asked about. It was like, hey, I saw blah 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 talking about such and such project we're in or whatever. And I've been saying this for months. I know some of these is gonna feel like, man, it's just been easy to been sitting there, it's been bleeding. But that's what I said. I'm already looking ahead. I'm like, okay, I know you're in this project. Um, for lack of better words, I know you're going to shield this project. I know you're in it. I know you're investing in it. And so we're just waiting for that time. That's why I'm just, DCA to certain bags and collecting stuff. And then I'm not offended, but then y'all be like, you say it in a tone like, I wasn't sure, Zoe, like if you knew what you were talking about or whatever. And I'm like, I study pretty hard. I can't tell you how everything is going to go in the market, but I know when projects have bullish stuff about it. But I was like, oh man, blah blah blah. I was talking about blah 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 project, and I'm like, that's going to be most of them. I know they, not talking about some of them now, but I keep reiterating that I don't know how fast y'all think this market works, but I've told y'all in months in the past that not that I think that's how it's going to work, but I'm completely cool if I don't see anything move until February of next year. Like, that's where my mindset is. That's probably not going to happen. And I'm be honest, in some ways, I wish that, because I would love to collect all my bags at low prices or whatever. But I'm not phased. Stuff cannot move into February, and I wouldn't be phased at all, because I think just a lot of people get in this market, and you think it moves faster than it does, and then especially like you see certain meme coins and certain stuff flying, you feel like you may be behind or whatever. And actually, I think I've been doing really good with meme coins. I didn't talk about them a lot in the beginning for us to the group, because I know two people did gamble away all their stuff on meme coins that were trash. But I don't think I've gotten in out of all the meme coins I've been in. Even before I talked about them, I probably was in over 15. I don't even know. And only, no, I'm probably lying. I was probably in more than that. But I would say probably four of them just did a reach. Actually, two of them are coming back, and only two of them are kind of like, you might have died off. But I didn't put a lot in them or whatever. But I'm usually pretty good at picking meme coins and stuff. But anyway, but you'll see stuff running, and you think like it's the market, and the entire market should be running, and I'm being left behind or whatever. No, you're early to some of this stuff or whatever. And one of them, I don't know how to do it. I put out the buy alerts, I put out the DCA alerts, and one of them I try to say how bullish I am on some of this stuff. And I know a lot of you got into them. Some of you said you didn't or whatever, but I think I stressed that these are like really dope, and I've been trying to talk about them and say this is what I'm focused on right now. But yeah, so I know a lot of you guys will feel like that. I can't really feel offended. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know how much I've been in the market. You don't know how much I know. Even though some of you watch, I know, just like some of the other idiots who try to be like, he's a small channel, who knows him or whatever. I've been around way longer than, way smarter than all these guys. And I say that very strongly and very arrogantly. I say I'm very much smarter than them. But so you guys are kind of like, all right, he's new. Like, you kind of question the zone, know what he's talking about or whatever. But it's going to happen with a lot of these projects or whatever. But anyway, I said all that to say is, people rotate out of good projects, and then you'll jump into something else that's hot in the moment. And then when something starts flying, you like, man, I was holding that. And I'm gonna tell you, it's no worse feeling. It is no worse feeling when you had a big bag of something and it wasn't performing for a while, and you sell it and that sucker skyrockets. It's a very bad feeling. It's a very, very bad feeling, y'all. Versus seeing something skyrocket and you never held it, you just kind of like, dang, I missed that. It's kind of like that. You're like, I wish I got that. But when you was already holding it and you sold it, man, let's not even go there. That's just a horrible feeling. Anyway, so next statement, and I've said this before, like, utility projects are gonna run. So to backtrack a little bit, utility projects are gonna run, but meme coins they're gonna be here to stay. It's not gonna be the thing where meme coins market top or meme coins are running now, and then utility plays are going to take all over, and people going to forget about meme coins. They're going to run simultaneously, and so that's why in my group I'm making sure that or I'm make sure that I'm talking about both of them and stuff. So that doesn't mean like if I mention a meme coin that you like, well, I'm gonna take out this utility play that hasn't been moving or whatever. If you do and you feel like you have nothing else to take out, and you're talking about 10%, maybe 20%. Do not be selling the whole utility bag of a bullish project to jump in a meme coin that you think you're going to get a quick flip on. And I know even sometimes when we talk about meme coins, I'm just now realizing I gotta realize everybody doesn't think like me. Everybody doesn't invest like me. So I always got to be cognizant of that. That if I mention a meme coin or even if it's a new project, and I mentioned a project in the past, some of y'all will sell the entire bag of the old project if it hasn't moved or performed the way you think it will, in certain narratives, and then buy the new project. Maybe at most, maybe take 50% of that bag. If it hasn't been performing, you see a new project, but when I mention projects, they usually are bullish. And you can ask me how bullish I am on them. Like I said, one that just flew way faster than I wanted to. I was very pissed off. Some of y'all are happy, but I tell y'all all the time, I am not happy. Actually, I saw somebody say that in the group. It was like, this is the only group I've been in when people are mad that the token is flying. And I'd be mad. I don't be a little upset. That'd be embarrassed. Not mad like the time I was tripping on my stream, but I get upset. I'm just like, man, I was trying to get more of that. But anyway, I say that to say, don't be selling your whole bags or whatever. But I do stay diversified. I explained to y'all like I try not to do too more than 5% if I really like a project. And let me say this too. If I like a project, I will probably push the 7 to 8, maybe 8% or whatever. But then again, let me say this clearly too. I don't know if I said this. Sometimes I start over and start making new portfolios. So I might have, and I don't even see them the same. I might have a portfolio over here of a number of tokens or whatever with my 5 or 8% or whatever, and then I might start a whole new portfolio. Like I said, I understand that everybody doesn't have as much money put in the market, but I have money constantly coming in, from jobs and stuff I do and different contracts or whatever. So I might start over a whole new portfolio, and this set might be in a whole different portfolio. And then I start measuring out that 5 to 8% or whatever and whatever. But as I keep saying, there's a lot of projects that are some of the most bullish projects on the market that haven't come out yet. And so it's not to say that if we had been holding a certain project and maybe it hasn't been performing because the narrative hasn't been performing, that I dump that or that I'm not bullish on anymore or whatever. But I will say I'm going to pick up some new bags. And then there will be stuff coming out that I'm more bullish on. And sometimes, in the past, I picked out projects because I feel like, okay, this narrative should be running or whatever. And it's what was out at the time. Let's just say gaming, for example. So at the time, it's like, okay, these are the gaming plays that I know they're good, they'll run, but you will have more bullish gaming plays that come out that you can get upside on. Some of these gaming plays that are coming out, I'm gonna let some people find out for themselves that they're trying to push. Man, these suckers gonna lunch so high that you're not gonna really make no X's on them or whatever. So I let them hold that L when they get it. But so yeah, there's gonna be more bullish projects coming out, and I keep saying this. I don't want to scare anybody, but man, some of the top projects in every single narrative, I promise you, have not even come out yet. And so once again, also to show you guys we're not at the end of the cycle. Like we got a whole lot to go here, and that's why I tell you people that I know you start liking the token, whether you found it or whether Zoe talking about it and stuff. And it's cool to like it or whatever, but don't marry it all the way. And that's just, you don't want to over diversify, but like we got some new plays. I've been telling y'all lately, the 3 that I've been looking at, or the 3, it's probably 5 that I've really been collecting the last couple of weeks. I've been saying it, reiterating it. Here's another. I'm really talking. I come here to talk to my group, so I don't know if anybody's on here that's not in the group. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, so yeah, being active in the Patreon, I do notice that I see the people that are really active, and some of y'all probably just wait to buy alerts. I understand y'all working jobs and got family stuff, but you gotta sometimes read through the chat and see what's going on or whatever. And maybe I don't say it all the time, but I do try to tell people with buy alerts and DCA and stuff like that what's going on. But it's about 5 that I've really been collecting lately, and I hate that some of y'all missed one. I wouldn't say you missed it. I still think it's gonna perform well. Matter of fact, let me see what it's doing. I saw something that happened. Now let me look over here. I go talking again. Let me get back to what my other notes. Oh yeah, no, it still got room to grow, but I wish y'all would have. I wish some of y'all would have caught that bottom. Well, some of you did, but some of you didn't. But yeah, it still got room to grow. Because somebody was like, "Oh man, I missed it." It's not a miss, but yeah. What is this? Oh, I was just saying utilities is going to start running, but meme coins will flow with them. So we got to be in both. And I'm a person that's paying attention to both or whatever. I see people are gonna eventually see who knows what they're talking about. You see, this is one thing I don't like, that you see people pushing stuff and all of a sudden they don't have conviction themselves. You cannot be following people that don't know what they're talking about because they lose conviction and they just shift completely to something different or whatever. I'm not losing conviction in my. I think this cycle, I think is maybe only it's maybe I know one for sure that I'm gonna be honest, it kind of got boring to me. They got a lot of good stuff going on, but the oversaturation in the market, it got a little boring for me. I think it's another one, but most of the picks when I put them out, I'm still bullish, even when they bleed, retrace or whatever. But anyway, I'm paying attention to both. I'm paying attention to memes, the utility plays, all that kind of good stuff, the blue chips or whatever. So yeah. Oh, now this is the biggest thing I want to talk about. Do I talk? Let me just go and talk about it. Sorry, I'll be trying to do the save the best for last. I'm gonna just talk about it. My head's hurting. So the big thing I'm talking about, and let me sit up when I talk about it. So um, I don't know if y'all been paying attention. So when I talk on the stream and in the group, I will say certain stuff. I'm like, hey, I think this and this will happen because traditionally this is how it works. Um, right? And so the whole little Uno reverse thing in the thumbnail came from two places. Of course, the roaring kitty, right? But the other thing is, like, who's in charge of the cycle? I know this is gonna sound crazy, but let me finish it. Who's in charge of the cycle? Is retail really taking over and from the drag hedge funds or whatever, or are the hedge funds still in control? I say that because two things happen. I can't remember the last one, but I remember last one I was like, hey, blah 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 could be like, oh, sell and make, sell and make. So I was talking about the sell and make thing, right? Sell a man, walk away. Pay attention to this, y'all. So I was talking about the sell a man, walk away thing, and I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, 5 to 6 weeks or whatever. And I said, hey, this could happen like this. Of course, we missed the April thing. I'm ticked off about that, y'all. So I know everybody kind of got hit that March April thing, right? I don't know how, whatever. Anyway, so I talked about the sell a man, walk away. And you know what happened in sell a man, walk away? Roy and Kitty came back because he knows traditionally. Hedge funds, the big dogs, that's what they're gonna do. Sell a man, walk away. He came right in at that time when he knew that was about to happen, as if he was trying to reverse what traditionally would happen, because he knew at that time they probably were gonna be shorting GameStop more and shorting a lot of the meme stocks more, right? I probably should have talked about this earlier, but whatever. So he knew this was going to happen. So he's playing the Uno reverse. He's doing the reverse of what they traditionally do. Secondly, I've been saying this. Hey, man, I think they're going to try to do a false bump in May, and at the end of May, it's going to dump down, but we kind of go sideways into June. He also kind of knows this kind of thing. Why does he decide to come back? What was it, June 1st? Did he just do this? I mean, because today is the second, right? And so that's what the thumbnail is about, and that's what's throwing me off, because dude he has a lot of pull. He has a lot of pull in the traditional world with stocks. And of course, some of that bleeds over into crypto, because a lot of people in crypto know him and stuff. So it's making my head hurt, y'all. I'm all cool with him wrecking the hedge funds and stuff like that, and pulling the Uno reverse card on them or whatever. But it's making me watch how I play it. How I play the market as well. I keep saying to y'all, like, you already should have been building a portfolio. I did have some dropout on the side. At one point, I had 100%. I told you I deployed 30% of it. Then I had a 70% on the side, which we started calling 100% on the side. I've slowly started putting that in, maybe up to 20%. I may go a little bit more, maybe this week or whatever. Maybe I'm stubborn. I'm still in the mindset that I feel like overall they still going to try to make this go sideways. But once again, I'll call out. We do have Roy and Kitty come back. He's trying to disrupt what they traditionally do. He's trying to disrupt their June vacations or whatever, because, like I said, kids out of school and everybody wants a break. It's like he's trying to disrupt the vacation. We do got the Ethereum ETFs coming up. If they approve the S1s or whatever, we're gonna see how fast they do that. A lot of people saying even when they started sending in the revisions for the S1s, that it still could take a couple of weeks or whatever. So we're gonna see. I still see the way I see the market going with the S1s maybe being approved and the different stuff. Like I said, the debate and different stuff coming up this month with the digital currency conference or with Goldman Sachs and stuff like that. I see those as being catalysts to pump the market. I don't know, but that's why I always say none of us have a crystal ball, and now we have all this conflicting information that we got to figure out what do we do with this information. Yeah, at best, I can say, buy stuff that you see at good prices while it's low. And so maybe I'll push that 100% I had on the side. Maybe I'll push up to deploying closer to 50% over that over this week and maybe next week or whatever. But still, I'm still expecting, we did this run up to 70 and we back at 69, but I could be wrong, but I'm still like feeling that run up to 73, 74 and then dumping back down to 67, 68. But I've yet to see that because the last time we did the run up, we still didn't even touch 72K. We was just at like 71.4, maybe something like that. So I'm still looking forward to that euphoric false pump to 72, 73, 74. 72 is probably not even enough this time because we at 69. I'm still feeling like it's going to be this euphoric pump up to 74 and like, we finna pump the Valhalla, we going to 85 and blah. And then they dumping it one more time to like 67, 68. I could be completely wrong. Yeah, I could just be blowing hot air and wasting your time listening right now. But that's what I kind of see happening or whatever. You got, in order to disappoint people and in order to cause fear, you first gotta get them to euphoria. You gotta make them feel good first. So we haven't really had. I mean, people talking about the pump today now, and you see everybody on Twitter talking about how we about to pump crazy because this is the pump before the ETF, but it's still not euphoric. Everybody's not euphoric. Matter of fact, if you look at the fear and greed index, I don't. Sometimes I don't talk about stuff enough on the channel because it can mislead you. But I think last time I looked at the fear and greed index this morning, we were still at 60. Like 60, that's not, nobody's happy about that. That's it's a quick pump. It's the fear and greed index at least got, I mean, come on, we at least got to get to 70, 75, right? We're not there yet. So actually that's funny because that aligns with the price too. But you first got to make people happy. This little pump is just people, it's a little bicker, a little chatter, like, we pumping today. It's Monday. And then people make up the reason why they think it's pumping. It's because the Australian Bitcoin ETF. It's because Roaring Kitty's back. It's because it's this or that. But it's not a pump to make everybody excited and the fear and greed go up to like 80. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we need that quick euphoria and then just they're going to slap the crap out of people and drop it on your heads. So that's 74 to 67. That's 7,000 difference. You know what I'm saying? That's that's still even 10%. I feel like we need a good 15, 20% scare or whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, but yeah, I was saying about Roaring Kitty going against the flow of what traditionally happens. Like June being sideways, maybe he's trying to come and play with their emotions or whatever. What? Oh man, I wrote a short note. What is this note? I'm sorry. I wrote this note way too short. I shorthanded it, and I don't even know what it means. I'll come back to it. Anyway, like I was saying, as I always say, holding is how you make the money. Please, stop trading in and out of different tokens or whatever, because I see people FOMO. Of course, people FOMO back even to that little GME meme or whatever after he came back. Versus holding it. If it's something you believe in, I understand take a little profits, but some people sell all the way out. I don't know. I can't tell people what to do. I'll just be holding. I'll just be chilling. Because then you miss the mark to get back in. Because like I said, this happened overnight. Some people still finding out about it. Some people still don't know about it. They probably won't know about Roaring Kitty showing his 116 million in GameStop until later tonight. Some people won't find out until tomorrow. So that's why I usually, if I find something I like, I just hold it. As he says, I just like the token. So that's why I hold it. That's already said that one. Yeah, you guys talking about a token that I told you about. You're like, hey, did you know blah 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 was talking about this token or whatever? That's why we get into the tokens or whatever, because I know people, they're not talking about them now before because of multiple reasons. But for most of the tokens we in, that's how the tides are gonna turn, and you'll be glad that you DCA'd into them. I'm sorry, I don't even know what this other note is, but let me just get to the comments and questions. Maybe it'll come back to me. Um, what this note is talking about. Oh, not as many today. Y'all slept in on Monday, maybe. I be hitting this 44 minute and 50 second mark. Like it's crazy. It's like I just feel it. I hit it like back to back. I don't even know how that happens. Um, as he said, good morning, good morning. Indigenous 999 said Grand Rising Zoe and crew. Grand Rising to you as well. The Blackmore fam said yes. Good weekend. Good morning. Let me actually check something real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Um, Gary said, said morning, Zoe. Hope you're well. Yeah, I am. I ain't gonna lie. I wish my birthday weekend was a little bit longer. I wish it was a little bit longer, but it's all cool. And I came back to a lot of stuff going on in the market that I got to pay attention to once I get off and try to figure out how stuff is going to happen. Um, Crypto Rose said, got engaged over the weekend. Very happy start to a new week. Oh, congratulations, man. I can't wait for mine, man. Congratulations for real, man. That's why I be telling people, like, man, that's the real stuff that matters in life, man. Like engagements, your family, and stuff like that. I know even Friday I get emotional and stuff, and a lot of people haven't been through what I've been through, and I can't even. I just give y'all slim glimpses of what my life has been like, and that's where I'm just, my tears are. When most people cry, it's sad, but I be happy because I know where I came from, and this is stuff that matters. Like, these people think, tricking off on meme coins and making a whole bunch of money and scamming people, all that stuff, and they think they winning at life, bro. It's gonna be a sad road ahead for them. They don't know it yet. Like I said, I've been through all some of this stuff already. So it's like you realize what's more important. And, even working in the industry, that stuff's not important. My lady, my mom, creating a family, man, I can't express how happy I am for you, man. I pray this engagement goes well, the wedding, the planning, the marriage. You guys, I know I'm young, so I feel like I have a great relationship though, but I hope you guys work on your communication and talking to one another. One thing I tell my lady, first thing I told her is, anything I say to you is never to combat with you, is never to belittle you. Anything that comes out of my mouth is to help you. And of course, you watch the way you say it. You don't be talking to people nasty, but like I'm just saying it because I love you, or whatever. Like that's not the way to do it. But communication. I always talk about non-negotiables. The stuff I can and can't put up with, and she's free to say what she can and cannot put up with. But the thing I say about relationships is most important is, you know, like my sister and some of the other people in my life. I'm Christian, church kid or whatever. Uh, I know how God meant love to be, right? I know the definition that God meant love as, unconditional, all that kind of stuff. But to be honest, that's not what we made of the word, and that's not how we as humans use the word. And so it's like trying to talk to somebody in a different language. So I told my sister, I said it's more important that you like a person. And she's like, no, that's not true. Love is the most important. I said, I understand what you're saying. I understand how God biblically meant for love to be, but that's not how people do it. Because you got a whole bunch of people running around talking about, oh, I love him, but the way they act doesn't reflect that. And so, I like her. Like I like being around my lady. I don't have to like. I be seeing people say, I need a break from. I don't need a break from my lady. I like spending time with her. I make sure we, communicate everything. And the most important thing to me, once again, I'm not trying to talk like I'm your life coach or whatever, but the thing that's most important in a relationship to me is, does this person forget all that? Oh, I just love you. Forget all that crap. Do you care about me? If you care about me, that means you care about my well-being. Have I eaten today? Where I am as far as my finances? Where's my attitude at? Am I depressed? What do I care about as far as what are my ambitions are? Do you care about my ambitions? Do you care to help me go to my goals, or are you laughing at me with my goals? If you wanted to be a singer or artist or whatever, is that person like belittling you and saying that you can't do it, or they don't care? Like, when you want to work on it, are they like stopping you from working on it or whatever? That's one thing I said. We spend a lot of time in investment, especially me in crypto now and stuff. And so I'm always thinking about like, but am I helping her towards her goals? And sometimes I'm having to take a lot of my time to put into investing right now. But am I still helping her with her goals? You got this thing where you know, I say this all the time, and this is with liberal, conservative, whoever views this. I'm sorry, y'all, but this old school mentality that a woman is just to help a man. I still do believe the man is the leader of the house and all that kind of good stuff, or all that kind of stuff. But a woman is not just there to. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent, but a woman is not there just to help you with your life and to be your maid or your just to help you with your goals, right? What I do say is, far as me being, I am the leader, so my goal is to, yeah, I got to get up to the top first. And there will be a point where she's just pushing me up towards the top. She's pushing me up, making sure I'm taking care of our crypto investing. But my job as a man, as the strongest person, is to reach back down and still pull her up for her ambitions, her goals and stuff. It's not just 100% about me. It's 2024. I'm sorry. I know we talk about different stuff, but I'm not of the mindset that a woman's at the house to just be washing dishes and taking care of the children. I understand. Listen, I worked with as a personal trainer with a lot of celebrity kids. Yeah, I'm telling you, I got so many different lives I lived in my short life. But I used to train a lot of high profile clientele or whatever, whether it be actors, lawyers, and stuff. I work with a lot of lawyers and industry people, and I just see a lot of these people really don't enjoy their kids until it's like, the kid is getting an accolade or they show that they're going to be promising in basketball or football or whatever. But I'm the type of person that I want to be there as much with my kids as my wife is. I don't believe in just the woman just taking care of the kids. Those kids got to know my name. They got to feel a hug from me. I got to be talking to them about schoolwork. I got to be talking to them about relationships and stuff and being there for them. I don't fully believe in just a woman walking around the house with the baby on her hip. I'm the type, I love holding babies. So we probably going to be fighting to hold the baby or whatever. So, but anyway, I'm on a tangent, but yeah, I just I pray that your relationship goes well. I pray you guys see the eye to eye. I pray that show her just as much respect as you want to get in return. And it's not who's the most important in this other argument. I'm gonna get off this tangent that I keep saying about who's the prize in the relationship. When I see that junk on social media, it just makes me want to slap people, because why would only you be the prize? Whether you're the woman or the man, that means you're going and picking somebody who's garbage. Like, are they not the prize too? If you don't see them as a prize, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. You shouldn't be getting married to them. So anyway, I just hope your relationship goes well. I hope the engagement goes well, the marriage. I pray and hope that there's no strife, in-law battles, and other stuff. I hear people have in-laws they don't like and stuff. But I just pray everything works together. But congratulations on your engagement. Sorry, y'all, for that whole rant. But yeah. Katie Kate said, congratulations, Crypto Road. Yeah, congratulations. It's a huge step, man. It's a huge step. Faith in Chaos said, probably the most underrated crypto YouTuber out there. Awesome work. So appreciate it, man. I don't see myself as crypto YouTuber. Like I said, I just like picking up the phone talking to y'all because this page is going to be gone soon. I got so much other stuff to do in life. But anyway, I appreciate the compliment, man. And so we definitely going to make money this cycle, man. We're going to make the money. TJ White was kind of pissed about the one of the group picks running. Didn't get dry powder in time. Hope it retraces. I don't know. This one retraced about 3 times. And that when we got in the last time was like the deepest retracement. Everything kind of retraces. If we get a sideways June, like I said, you probably can get maybe a better entry. And nobody wants to buy pumps. I understand that, but it's a good area to get some exposure. I will say that. And I think it's hard for people all across crypto in the group, whether you knew the crypto, to buy something when you know for a fact it could retrace lower. I completely understand that because everybody wants to buy the bottom. But sometimes you got to get a little exposure, knowing this thing is probably going to run hard. It's probably, what was that? Babe. See if I can message her. It's hard to buy stuff when it's probably going to go retrace lower. It's a very hard thing to do. Very hard. I understand. But sometimes, like I said, you got to get exposure. And then maybe put 40% of what you wanted to put in. Let me say this clearly. I understand it may go lower. It's run quite a bit. It's run about 100% probably from where we put that last alert at. And so yeah, you feel like, oh, I'm buying 100% pump, like it's already 2x or whatever. But I would say get 40%. It's still a good area. It could retrace again. That'll be good for us too. And then try to get some more if it retraces. If it doesn't retrace, that's the part that's hard for everybody. Maybe I gotta start talking about this stuff more on the channel. That's the part that's hard for everybody. When you say you want something to retrace and it doesn't. It's easier said than done, but realize there are going to be other picks. Maybe they will or won't be as bullish, but you got some other picks you can make some money on. But you got a 40% exposure to it, or what? Say, like I said, if you want to put $100 in, you put $40 in, and maybe hope you can get a that happened. I mean, maybe you can get another 60 or whatever. Wait, did that happen at the same time? That's funny, y'all. Hold on. Wait, what happened there? Hold on. We still here. We still here. They running like twins today. I'm still here. I'm still here. Birthday weekend. I guess I wasn't paying attention to everything, but all right, we back. So yeah, so that's sometimes how you gotta play it. Now we back. We got Dart. EA, what's up, man? Said what I missed. What was I talking about? I was just saying, like, just the different stuff about not knowing if Roaring Kid, the effect he's going to have on the market, and it's so many bullish and bearish things going on at the same time. And let me say one more thing too. I was saying I'm asking, but what I was saying was I said this last week, and I don't want people to. I know people take this as like, oh, that's what he wants to happen, or that's not what he doesn't want to happen. When I was saying with the whole Trump thing or whatever, and they was going to use that to spin and say, oh, because Trump has a guilty verdict, now he more aligns with black people. I say they always try to build up. They got to give you a storyline of why is what's going to happens or whatever, and so that's going to be what's going to happen is going to happen anyway. But they got to build the plot along the way, or whatever. And it's the same thing with crypto. They put out all these news things, and then they can say, oh, it pumped because of this news, because Roaring Kitty's back, or because of Ethereum ETFs, or if it dumps, they're going to say it dumped because of this bad news here, because the Binance wallet got hacked or whatever. But that's why I was just saying, it's so many conflicting stories that I'm not sure which way they're trying to push the narrative or whatever. And what I said, I feel like it's going to be a sideways June, but they can blindside all of us. I don't have Goldman Sachs phone number or Larry Finks or whatever. I don't know what these guys are planning. So I don't want anybody to ever think that I know what fully know what I'm talking about. Like I got a crystal ball. I just try to predict how I kind of see stuff happen in the past and reasons why I think it could happen. And I see like the beginning of the June being sideways, and I don't really see a real run happening until the end of really. I said July, but maybe end of June at the earliest, which is pretty much at July then. But I don't know. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I was saying how Roaring Kitty, it seemed like he's trying to play the Uno reverse card. If he feel like June is going to be sideways, I feel like he keeps feeling the same way I do. I felt May was going to be selling May. He felt the same, but he felt to do the opposite of what the market was going to do. Now I feel like June is going to be sideways, and it feels like Roaring Kitty's trying to do the opposite. And so last time I was saying how last time he came with the videos, and then people kind of like, oh, he just posting videos, but it ain't nothing. But now he's showing the proof of him, or let's say this on the Reddit account, his Reddit account, it showed that he was holding 116 million, or whatever. So I don't know. We just gonna see what happens, man. We gonna see what happens. Top Scorpion said, is that a ticker? It's not too many tickers that I don't know. I'm not saying I'm like the all-knowing person, but I've never seen that one. What is this? Oh yeah. I mean, so, I usually try to be early to this stuff or whatever, but I haven't been messing with any of those memes over there. as I tell people all the time, you can't catch every single altcoin, AI coin, layer one, gaming coin, whatever it is. Some of them I just stay away from because I don't want to get in something that's just going to be a short pump and then not continue to pump. So not saying it won't, but I'm just I like being early to stuff, but I don't know if the whole Chronos thing is something to be early on. Crypto World said, appreciate the words of wisdom. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I listen. I'm gonna say it like this, man. You know, I don't really believe in jinx. I know people say knock on wood, but I just been learning through talking to people lately, and I'm talking about people older than me because I'm pretty young. That most people don't know how relationships flow. Even when they be giving you advice, it be terrible advice and stuff. And I'm just learning, like seeing some of the stuff my friends going through, some of my mentees, people older than me, even people I would consider mentors in like finances and other areas or whatever. And I just be looking at their relationship and like I'll be saying like I'm not trying to brag, but I feel like I had a decently good relationship. But I'm like, bro, we like top 1%, man. Like we like the vanguard of relationships, the BlackRock. Um, but so I just try to tell people what I learned in mine. And I mean, I've been through two bad relationships too. Well, I went through one really bad relationship. The second one was kind of short, but I learned a lot in that. The second short one is when I really learned about, hey, bro, even if they talk a good talk, even if you believe they talk, even if they look beautiful and you feel like you align on things or whatever, bro, always talk about non-negotiables. And people they be scared to talk about non-negotiable because they be like, well, if I tell them I don't do this, it's okay. Say if you find somebody and you find somebody you like, and you a traditional American, you eat everything, right? Um, no, that would have to be the other person, right? Oh no, that would have to be the other person. Let me put it this way. Let's say the other person, they just eat everything, right? Okay, they eat cow, pork, chicken, blah blah blah, and you scared to tell them that, hey, that's not the life I want to live. I'm vegan, and I want a vegan family. And then people be afraid to talk about that stuff because they're like, well, if I tell them that, they're gonna leave me. Well, that's probably not the person for you. And I be seeing a lot of people like I know I'm young, but I just feel like I've been saying this for a while. I'll be like, life is like high school now. You can This is a scary thing. I don't know if y'all realize this. You can never ever this I don't want to make nobody depressed, but you can never ever skip high school now. You can never leave high school anymore. High school is now forever, and it probably will be that way until the end of eternity. What I mean by that is when you in high school, like I played sports, so I was decent, right? But when you in high school, you got the cool kids, and it used to be that the nerds would become popular later after they feel like they find out the jocks are stupid and they not making any money. Then the nerds go into the tech field, and they start becoming six-figure earners, and then the ladies move on to them or whatever. But now we're at the point where popularity continues. You cannot graduate and stop playing the popularity game. That's how it used to be. You graduate and it's like, oh, now I don't have to play that stupid game anymore. I can go to college, I can start over, I can go in my field. Now with social media, everything is about popularity, whatever. And I said all that to say, I'll be going on tangents, but I said all that to say is I'm now realizing that people that's like older that shouldn't even be doing this, they be in their 30s and 40s and they just be like looking for a person who looks attractive. Are you stupid? Bro, we stopped doing that in high school, but people just get relationships based on whether they think people on social media is going to think they're attractive or not. They don't care about anything else. Y'all don't align in no kind of ways. Like I said, one of y'all is a straight up meat eater and devours a whole pig in 3 minutes, and the other one's vegan. And but long y'all gonna try to force it to work because y'all look cute as a couple. And I'm just noticing a lot of people doing it. Like I said, people 30s, 40 years old are like doing this kind of stuff. And then the relationship lasts 3 months, and then they go find somebody else, and they're like, "Oh, look at my boo, ain't they sexy?" And I be saying, like, most people nowadays they care more about what people on social media think about their significant other than they do. Y'all want people to love your significant other more than you do. Long as everybody on social media thinks your significant other is sexy, then you feel like you won. And it used to be like that just women were it used to be that just women were the trophies, and now you got men being trophy boyfriends or whatever. Like they want all the girls like, oh, look at his beard, look how built he is or whatever. Like that's not what you build relationships off. And so, like I said, I learned through my second stint in my second relationship, like talk about non-negotiables. And so we had a couple of things that we probably didn't agree on as much or whatever. And one thing I told her when we first met, is like, it's especially for my age, like it sounds crazy. I didn't know other people wasn't doing this, but it's kind of, I guess, how my mother raised me. Like I have to know you for 2 years. Like you have to be on the friend level with me for 2 years before I take you serious. And most people hear that, especially now that I know how people date, they're like, what? I'm just realizing, like, I'm not trying to be condescending to nobody, but I be seeing stuff on social media where people like been talking to somebody 2 months and they be like, my man. I be like, you're what? Your man in 8 weeks? But you don't have no title with me in no 8 weeks. I don't know you. Like, but that's how people do it. I know people like, it's like in 2 months, you're my man. In 3, 4 months is all over social media and you telling everybody. I'm not telling nobody, but I've been knowing you 4 months. I don't know you. Like, I'm not telling nobody about this. So I was like, 2 years. Do you want to be my friend? So let me say it that way. That's how I am with people. I know we're not on crypto. Y'all can stick around if you want to. But with me, my question is, it ain't whether you want to be my girlfriend, my lady, my wife. It's like, do you want to be my friend? If you don't want to be my friend, then how are you going to be my girlfriend? It's called girl friend. Then if you can't be my friend, you can't be my girlfriend. How are you gonna be my wife? Like, I haven't. Do you care about me? Do we like the same things? Okay, so when we run and stuff. So okay, we both like fitness as well. So we both like working out. Like, are we gonna be able to gel together? Are our conversations gonna be the same? And like when I was growing up, like you see a lot of people talking about like, oh, these young people don't know nothing. And when you get older, all you have is conversation. Well, that's all we got now. Like, I want somebody I can talk to now. I don't want to be considered when I'm 85 years, because people be like, yeah, when you're 85 years old and you're in the rocking chair, all you have is conversation. You want to have somebody you can talk to. I want somebody I can talk to now. I be seeing people relationships like, unless they doing something like going out and doing something big, they don't even like each other. You got to be on a cruise with your significant other to enjoy them. Like, nah, we could just sit on the couch and just talk for hours, and I enjoy the whole conversation with her or whatever. So I tell everybody, they be thinking I'm trying to scare them out their relationship. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just trying to say, make sure you know what you're getting into and make sure it's for the long haul. Like, I'm just not with this 6 months dating one person, 6 months dating another person. I'm not going to date you. You're not going to be called my girlfriend unless I feel like you're going to be my wife. So I guess that is the scary thing. And I was even joking with one of my sisters about that. I was like, yeah, she kind of knows now that, like, once you're my girlfriend, I'm all right. I'm considering you going to be my wife or whatever. A lot of people don't do that, man. But anyway, y'all talk about non-negotiables, all that kind of stuff. Another thing I do, and I tell men all this all the time, and I know this, especially people who are, in crypto, and I got a lot of conservative friends. I'm a Christian and all that kind of stuff, and conservatives tend to be a little bit more rough and tough and manly and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But I tell them, like, if she start fussing, I'm not about to argue with her. For one, I'm getting emotional. Let me calm down. But she's the person that I protect. So the same way I protect my children or my mom, I protect her the same way. So if my job is to protect her, I can't be using my strength and my loud voice to scare her into submission. So that's what a lot of men do, and they think I'm the man. I'm the bigger. I'm bigger. I'm taller. I got a louder voice, and they use that to just, let's call it what it is, to manipulate women, and uh, to push them into submission. I don't have to do that. So if she gets a little fussy sometimes, and the hormones act a little crazy, and she get a little fussy, I'm not gonna fuss back with her. I talk to her calm, like, you cool, you all right? That's how you feel, or I'm trying to think. I don't even know some of the stuff I say because I just say it in the moment, but I make sure I talk to her calm. So, and I was talking to some older guys, and I realized I couldn't take marriage advice from them. And it was like, well, arguing is healthy. No, sir. I think what you mean is disagreements are healthy. To talk about what you disagree on. I don't care what nobody. Some of y'all might click. Y'all might check out on this one too. Arguing is not healthy. That's not. You can disagree. Discussing stuff is healthy. Yelling and arguing with each other, that's not healthy. And so, if she ever feel like she gonna get to the hype point, I'm not gonna say I know I can win this argument because I got a bigger voice than her and I'm bigger than her. I'm just like, I'm gonna let her talk. All right, like, you cool? You kind of having a bad day, or I can't even think of the stuff. I'm sounding kind of stupid now, but she knows. She'll tell you. I'm not lying. Like, I talk in a calm voice. I don't raise my voice because then you just got two people that's raising their voice. But and I mean, I like I said, I learned a lot of stuff from, my mom was a widower and stuff, and I make sure, I treat her how I would want somebody to treat my mom if they were, in a relationship with her. But I tell guys all the time, stop that, because you acting. How can I say this on stream? You having little penis syndrome when you feel like you got to yell with a woman. Like, I'm sorry, that's not manly to me. You that insecure in your manliness that you got to use it to, like, yell at a woman and, like, oh, I'll put you in your place. Like, it's like, no, I know I'm a man. She know I'm a man. She's just being a little kooky right now. So let her have a little moment. Are you good? You good? Because I'm not about to argue with you. You good? You want to talk about this now? All right, cool. We'll talk about it. And so that's how I handle that. But yeah. Indigenous 999 says, Zoe, you look very young, yet level headed and wise. If you don't mind sharing what you, for one, I'm an actor. Actors never tell their age. So, but here's the thing: I don't acknowledge my age regardless. Like I haven't acknowledged my age since I was 17, probably. I don't, because I just feel like if you think about it, it makes you age more. So I live at 17, man. I'm 17, so and I just that's why I feel like I feel younger and all that kind of stuff. But it's not from that. Like I said, and I don't think I'm gonna get emotional, but like I said, my mom was a widower. I did have a stint where I had a stepfather, but my stepfather was abusive, and I watched my mom go through a lot, and so I would be the person my mother came to talk to. So when you see me say stuff about like Friday and crying about my mom and stuff like that, other people who haven't went through things in life, they see that as weakness, or they see that as, oh, this dude can't control his emotions. But some of these people haven't seen the stuff I have in life. You just hear me talk about growing up in the hood and finances and stuff like that, but it goes so much deeper. A man who's abusive to my mom and stuff, and abusive to us and stuff. And at one point, me and my brother was like, yo, we about to get our boys, and we about to jump this dude. We about to, like, we might go to juvie, but we about to slap dude up. Like. So I saw all that stuff with my own eyes, and I'm getting emotional, sorry. But I was the person, I had to be grown. Like, I was the person my mom came to. I was like her, almost like her best lady friend. You know how ladies, they talk to their lady friends about stuff they're going through? I was that person. And I'm like 7, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So that wisdom that I have comes from having to grow up early and stuff. Uh, all that kind of stuff. Even when seeing the stuff my mom went through when I was 11, not 9, I'll probably be lying. When I was 11, I know for sure when I was 11, I told my mom, I went to her one day, I said, you no longer buy me school clothes. I buy my own school clothes. So I started cutting a business, cutting grass. And I just took my lawnmower up and down the street and just knock on people's doors and ask them if I can cut their grass. And I had like a set clientele about eight people. I just found out one of the guys passed away, but he was up there. He lived a long life, actually. He lived about, I think he was 102. He was 102. So, um, but I told my mom, you no longer buy me school clothes. You don't have to buy me, any, games, PlayStation, whatever it was. And so first I started working, cutting grass. And then, like I told y'all, I'm a musician. I play a whole bunch of instruments. Like I was saying, somebody tried to come on my page and was like, they was trying to make some, I guess they're trying to be racist or whatever, make some joke about me making rap beats or whatever, which I do, but I do all kinds of music. So I play a bunch of instruments. So I had like 2 different music gigs or whatever that I would be working. So I had those 2 jobs. I had cutting grass and I was doing all that kind of stuff. And then would help my mom. I wish I would help my mom out more because I still didn't have the knowledge of like how much bills were and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so anyway, I had to grow up early. I went through a lot of stuff. And there's no way, even if I talk about this every day on stream, y'all would understand all the stuff I went through in my life. So when you see those emotions, it's like the happiness of realizing where I could be. I'm not sad. I'm just like happy, like, dang, like I really could have been in a messed up life, could be dead, could have been selling drugs or be a drug runner, and or all kinds of stuff I could have been doing. So I had to grow up early, man. I had to grow up early. I understood manipulation early too. Like I said, with my stepfather, when people think he was a great person and understanding how to play the game. Here's the other thing: understanding, having the mindset and intelligence to play the game to make him think I didn't realize what was going on, and be moving behind the scenes to help my mom um, through through different stuff or whatever. So I had to grow up like really, really fast, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. But yeah, wisdom comes through going through stuff. And like I said, even going through a cycle or whatever, you got people, like I said, they're trying to be crypto YouTubers, influencers, or whatever, and telling people they know what they're doing, but I'm not. But yeah, I went through a couple stuff. You get wisdom when you go through stuff, is what I'm saying. So really has nothing to do with age, because there's people twice and 3 times my age, and I'll be looking at them like, you are such an idiot, like in every way. Like you didn't learn anything at all, like finances, emotional, just nothing. It's sad, but I'm not trying to be one of those people. Crypto player said it's that relationship capitulation. Like I said, I'm not trying to be condescending or judgmental, but I didn't know people was like Like one of my friends, I swear she went through 9 relationships in a year. I'm like, why are you even calling these relationships? Like, that's not a relationship. Stop calling people your boyfriend. Like, that's not a boyfriend. You don't know them. Anyway, I just thought this was how everybody did it. I don't date anybody who hasn't been a friend of mine. Anyway, said Tony said, "How are you doing, bro? Happy belated birthday." I'm in Zeth, and I don't mess with Zeth or Microvision Chain. I don't like the people who push it. They got a couple that they push or whatever, and they always throw around a fair launch. They always throw stuff at it like, "Hey, get in this because it's fair launch and there's no VCs behind it. We building this as a community." I don't like none of those people. The projects they push. I'm trying to think of the other ones, but there's the same people pushing Zeph and privacy with Zeph. Like it's not. It's just too many things going on with privacy tokens right now to be even wanting to do that stuff. And I feel like there's better plays than Microvision Chain. I just don't believe in them. And the thing is, I haven't looked at either one of those probably in over 6 months. I just know what I saw at the time, and it's pretty much that's what I believe in. They can have those. Katie K said, haha, time is a myth. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Uh, Radiant Substance says, Zo speak. You're blessed to have an attitude of an old soul. Yeah, man. I mean, is it a blessing? I mean, yeah, it's a blessing. But like, here's the thing. That's the same thing with money. When people get, success in like artistry and stuff like that, you'll see people like, because like I said, I work in that, and my little brother does. He mixes and masters the tracks and stuff for a bunch of artists. And you'll see the artists will be coming through for years and years, and they finally pop off, and people like, they say like, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I understand what you're saying. I do feel blessed, but like people don't see the journey you had to get there to be there. So it's like I had to go through a lot in the beginning to get to these mindsets and to understand this stuff. Because like I said, I see a lot of these artists, people thinking they just came out of nowhere. No, they've been grinding it out. So yeah, but I mean, I'm blessed because I mean I still got a lot of life to live. So I guess you'd say to have it at the age I'm at now, I'm blessed to have it. Um, because like I said, people go on and on. Like I was at this little men's meeting thing, and they were supposed to be. It was like, all right, older men, it's your time to get the young guys relationship advice. And I mean, every bit of it was horrible. I mean, it was all garbage. It was just garbage. And the thing that always ticks me off, and they was in there like they were making fun of women's menstrual cycle. And I realized how many of these idiots who were 40, 50, 35, 40, 50, 60 years old who didn't even understand a woman's menstrual cycle. And I'm going to say it to some of y'all probably on stream still don't understand it, but get an understanding of a woman's menstrual cycle. I see a lot of men. This is the main one. I'll talk about the main one. I'm just talking today, but y'all here. So the main one I see people talking about, it's been in all the stand-up comedians talk about it. They'll be like, women get on their cycle. Them women crazy. And they like, do you not understand that she cannot control? It's her hormones that she has no control over that. And they just like, oh, she started blah, blah, blah. And that's why I say I see men who like, I'm sorry, but if it's one of y'all stupid. I'm gonna tell you, you stupid. Even if you follow my channel and you pay for my Patreon, you're still stupid. Why would you argue with a woman on her period? Like she don't, bro, she probably won't even remember what she's talking about. She can't control it, man. Like, and I was just listening to these, like I said, these older guys trying to give us advice and stuff. And I'm just like, y'all dumb. Like, how you 60, 55, 40, 35 years old and you that dumb? You don't understand a woman's cycle. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but they can't control it. It's not an excuse. It's not them just being, oh, you just want to use that as an excuse. No, bro, they really can't. Like, they really can't control it. Like, so that's when you just be chill with them. Like during that time, like anything that seems snappy during that period, I'm just like, all right, cool, you good. You whether it's, you want something to eat, you want to go outside, take a walk, you want to exercise, you try to cater to them during that time. Yeah, bro, I understand work was rough for you. I understand, and you feel like you like, oh, I know. And let me say this too. I know it is a thing that men go to work and you feel like you work hard and you come home, you may not feel like you get enough or whatever. But that's why I keep saying it comes back to the number one thing to me. Do y'all care about each other? Or y'all just gonna keep competing about who gets the most out of a relationship, who takes care of each other most? I look out for you more, and I feel like on your birthday I did more, and I feel like when you talk, like sometimes it don't matter. It's not always gonna be equal. You know what I'm saying? Like even this I try to do what I can. Most of my money does go into our investments and stuff. But over the weekend, my lady, she spent quite a bit of money to help out and not help out to celebrate my birthday, right? So I don't come off that weekend and be like, it's my birthday weekend. Therefore, it was my time. It's my month. You should have spent 200% more on me than I spent on you. We came right off my birthday weekend. It wasn't much or whatever, but there was something that she wanted or whatever. And on my birthday weekend, not much. No, it's not much, but it's still like, she's like, yeah, I've been wanting this, blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right, cool. Let's try to get one of those first and whatever. And then we'll see if we get some more of them or whatever. I don't say, no, all money is spent on me because it's my birthday weekend. Like, man, yeah, this combating back and forth I see people doing on social media with what the man and the woman deserves, and all these podcasts are trash. I'm gonna tell you straight up, 99% of them don't know what the crap they talking about. I don't care how cute they pictures are with their kids, and you got a lot of these, I call them scammers too. A lot of these relationship influencers and family influence, even the ones with families and kids. Like I know a lot of these. We went to do some business with one. As soon as I stepped in their house, I was like, I looked at her and I was like, I just did the shake head thing, sat there for a couple of minutes, talked to him some more. I'm kind of doing the Kevin Hart, like, all right, I'm just listening. I'm just like, all right, this is some BS. I'm ready to get out of here. Okay, cool. Then it got to a point I just texted her like, let's go, let's leave. And she was like looking at me across the room. I was like, let's leave, let's leave. So I think she felt a little bit that's some type of way about it, but I feel like she trusts me as a person. So we left. I left in the middle of the meeting. I left out and said, you can talk to them. That's how crazy I was. I walked out of the house and went and sat in the car. Mind you, we were supposed to be talking business. She stayed in there for a minute. I texted her. I was like, I'm ready to go. Not in the disrespectful way, like I'm the man. I say when it's time to go. I was like, I'm just ready to go. I don't feel like they that people. Was it? She not here to answer me, but I think it was 2 or 3 months later, all over social media, they got a divorce or whatever, and people's like, "Oh my gosh!" But I love this couple, and they got the best marriage, and I watch their content every day, blah 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 blah. And I was like, it couldn't have been more than 3 months later, and they got divorced. I was like, but I can walk in the room and see. I was like, this is some BS, man. Like, so anyway, I'm saying a lot of stuff it just be BS, man. It be crazy, man. Um, Carl Henry said, sometimes I wonder if I listen to Zoe for crypto or for storytelling. My bad. I mean, I don't know. I'm just my thing is the same reason I started crypto is because I want to help people with life. Like it's not, like I said, my Patreon is just to say, matter of fact, I will be shield it like the other people do. But if you want to join the Patreon, it's at patreon.com/cryptozo. But anyway, my thing is I've always wanted to be a teacher in life. And I got a lot of little mentees under me that I help with, like music, um, music production, acting, whatever it is they want to do, basketball and stuff. I just like helping people and teaching people because, as I expressed on the channel before, I lost my father as a baby, and so it's a way I feel that void is like even though I'm young. I've been doing this. I'm not lying. I've been doing this since I was 11. If you were 7 years old and I felt like you was my mentee, then I was your dad. Like you were 7, I was 11. I'm your dad. Like I'm older than you, and I got a couple of them even now that still respect me. And funny, some of them are only like 2 years. Some of them only like 2 years younger than me, but they still like see me that same type of way. And I be telling my lady all the time, I'm like, dang, they still see me like that, right? Like they still see me as like a father figure. And I'm only like doggone near Irish twin, like 11 months older than some of them. But I always was like that because it's like, I'm gonna be a daddy. Like that's my whole life. Like, how girls be like, I'm gonna have a wedding and be a princess. Like, that's how I was at like 7 years old. I was like, I'm gonna be a daddy. Like, people's like, I'm gonna be a firefighter, police. Not me. I was gonna be a dad. So anyway, I started this because I like helping people, and just like a dad, even when altcoins bleed and stuff, and I'm just looking at it. And I'm not just looking at it because like, man, my portfolio. I was like, I told the group about this token. I feel like it's gonna come back, but I hate the moments when it's bleeding, and some people's portfolio may be down or whatever. But I mean, this is who I am, man. Like I said, I'm not here to be a crypto youth influencer. If I was, I'd be like, oh, I got to make sure my stream is this time because then it's gonna get out and worrying about marketing and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just here to talk to the people that's in my group, whoever stopped by the channel. Like I always say, people be trying to collect Patreon members like Infinity Stones. They don't give a crap about nobody in their group. It's all about collecting the money. But as much as I can share the stuff I've been through in life, I try to share with anybody who will listen. Like I said, I'm not worried about if people click out like, all right, I'm done. He's not talking about crypto anymore. If it's 3-4 people on the stream, I'm gonna talk to the people that want to listen or whatever. But I feel like I have learned a lot of stuff in life. I've downplayed my knowledge and wisdom for a long time, but I try to share it with whoever I can and stuff. And like for real, man, please stop this combating because life is just so much happier when you got somebody to spend it with, significant others, friends, or whatever. And just social media is just so drama filled, man, that I'm just not with it. Indigenous 99 says, Zoe, you ever think about traveling across the nation to share your history, possibly help other younger guys? Oh yeah, I do that. I actually do that. Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time or whatever. Always trying to like feed homeless people when I can, and all that kind of stuff. But the thing with me is, I still feel some type of way about it. My friends always say, "Man, you should start a channel doing this." And from a person like who was like me, who was homeless before, homeless, couch surfing, all that kind of stuff. Like I see some people talk about it, but they still do it. Like, why the f would you put a camera in somebody's face when they're homeless? Like, I don't see that as I don't like people that make content like that, and even the ones who like I'm not gonna show my face, but no, you still your page. It's still your channel. You walking up to the thing. Look, I'm out here. I'm out here doing the thing. Let me say this too. Let me finish, y'all, because I know you're already saying one thing, but let me finish. So I'm out here. I'm about to go out here and I'm about to buy 100 meals or whatever and go feed the homeless or whatever. So the argument that people always try to say, oh, we need more content like this because it influences people to do this stuff. But does it influence you to do it for the right reason? Or you just created a whole bunch of people who just fake and just trying to gain some views or whatever. So when I do it, no, I don't take a camera. Well, how we know you're doing it, oh, it don't matter if you know I'm doing it. God knows I'm doing it. God, Yeshua, who, whatever you want to call God, even if you call him Allah. And I know for my Christians, y'all gonna have a feel, fit by that. So you Christian, you shouldn't be saying that. But whatever you call him, Allah, God, Yeshua, Yahweh, he knows what I did. I don't need to put up content showing people what I did and proving it to nobody. And a lot of people fall into that peer pressure when they got a certain amount of following. They're like, well, people, he say he be doing this, but I don't believe it. I don't care. Like, I don't think y'all realize how crazy I'm. Like, because I have other social media pages, ones with my face and ones without my face, thousands of followers, and people will say slick stuff like that. And I was just like, you're not for the peer pressure to me. I don't care. I don't have to prove nothing to you. I know what I'm doing. It's going to go in my good book report. I'm getting my points or whatever. And the thing is, I'm not even doing it for the points either. I'm just doing it because I feel like I got enough. I can help these people. So, that's why I do it. But yeah, I mean, I do that. I had a mentor that actually did it. He actually passed away the beginning of 2020. He had a whole nonprofit doing it, and I used to do it with him and stuff too. So I'm always trying to share my stories as much as I can, and telling these kids like I don't even know who that is. Telling these kids, like I've been there. I may speak better, and so one thing for kids from the hood, when you speak well, they feel like you haven't been where they've been. I'm like, not that it's a badge of honor or anything, but y'all be trying to gloat about, yeah, my homie got killed, and you feel like you like earn some stripes and stuff. Man, I've had so many friends killed in my life. I've seen people, I don't want to talk about that stuff. Probably shouldn't even say the K word on stream, but whatever. But I've seen a lot of my life and stuff, and I be trying to tell these kids like, your world that you think it doesn't exist in reality. Nobody cares about your bandana, bro. Nobody cares what color your bandana is. Nobody cares about the name of your game. Nobody cares what your tattoo is. It's not real, except for the people on this span of 6 to 8 blocks. Other than that, nobody cares. Nobody at Wall Street, at Goldman Sachs, at Vanguard cares that you got a blue flag. They just really don't care. And I be telling people all the time, one of my not rude awakenings, but one thing that opened my eyes is when, like I said, I came straight out of the hood. I took a break, then went to college. I went to college and I went straight from this hood mentality to working with all these high profile lawyers, litigation lawyers, business lawyers, entertainment lawyers, football players. I went straight from that to working with all these people with all this money or whatever. And so out of all the litigation lawyers and entertainment lawyers I worked with and the athletes, I worked with this one lady training her children in soccer, and she worked in textile. And her husband was I don't know how else to say this, but he's like some kind of high profile pilot. Like he was like, however they do their little levels and tiers away, he was like a big dog pilot, and he made a lot of money. But she was a woman and she worked in textile. And one thing I realized is she was paying me at that time to train the kids. Mind you, I was only working 15 hours a week. I would go 3 days, about 3.5 hours a day, sometimes 4 to 5 days. This woman was paying me $4,000 a month to come 3.5 hours per day. So I worked about 15 to 17 hours per week. I was getting $4,000 a week, and she was paying me only out of her money. only out of her money. It was not her and her and her husband's combined income. And so that in itself, I had never known this textile thing was even a field. I was like, what do? You send people fabrics and that's your job, and but you don't even leave the house. So it was that, the fact how much she was paying me for how little hours she was paying me out of her own pocket. And the fourth thing is she would write that check like she was just paying for pizza, like I was the pizza delivery guy that came to the door, and she was just writing my tip, and it was like $22. That's how she wrote that check. And if y'all don't understand, when you write a big check, you got to look at that mug for a minute. You got to make sure nobody can forge it. All right, cool. Okay, the comma's right there because it's only $1,000 and not 10,000. You got to make sure you wrote that check right. She would write that check and she'd just be talking and she'd be like, oh yeah, you she was like, she'd try to calculate the gas. Okay, you drove them here. Don't worry about it. I'll just put 250 on top of it for your gas. Mind you, I only spent probably $26 in gas driving them back and forth or whatever, training and the soccer practice or whatever. And that's when I had that realization that, oh my God, bro, even for my friends I did know some people who were like at the top of the drug gang or whatever. But for my other friends who were like, selling drugs and, doing, what you call it, fraud stuff or whatever. I was like, yo, these guys really not making, they not making no money because she is paying me out of her pocket $4,000 a month. So how much is she bringing in per month? You know what I'm saying? So I be telling, I go around telling these kids these stories. I'm like, I know you think your boy's making money. I know when you flash that little 10 grand, you think it's something, and you fanning out the 20s and stuff, you think you're making money. You really not making money. Plus you have the added benefit of going to jail, losing all your freedom. Two, you got to battle with other gang members or other drug dealers. So it's just too many negatives. And so I tell them this stuff, and you see their eyes get wide. Some of them going to continue to do what they do. But then they realize, I'll be like, yeah, the world you living in is not as real as you think. You pretty much in the Lego world. You need to come to the real world with the rest of us. But anyway, I'm on the other team. I'm talking long today. I'm going to get to the rest of these comments in. Your stories are great. I got my routine, like you said, just friends talking, tell your stories. I love the stories like this. Radiant says signing off, Zoe. Bye, Zoe. Thanks for sharing. One love to you and your lady. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here too, because I feel like I talked about this more than I did crypto, but I'm just talking and really trying to get my brain back in the game. It's funny because I actually got a lot of stuff I need to get to be researching that's going on in the market, but sometimes I gotta give my brain a rest. But anyway, like I said, if you guys want to join the Patreon, I didn't put it on screen so you know what it looks like, but I sent the link in there, patreon.com/cryptozo. And maybe we have some more of these talks later. But I'm going to catch y'all next time. Appreciate you.